Hey guys, it's Jacob Myers from the Southern Outdoorsman. We're at the 2020 ATA show, back in day 3 in the Lone Wolf Custom Gear booth. We're here with Brad Kuhnerts, going over his platform, which has kind of got some new updates to it for the 2020 season. So Brad, let's kind of go over this one, what you have for the ambush.
Yep, here's the Kuhnerts ambush. Different than what we had here last year. We had a casting version.
Yep.
And we cut about a pound off of that version, is why we came out with this now. It's basically water jet in some parts machined. The stand itself is right at about 4 pounds, 8 ounces, so 4.5 pounds. And we were able to get that by doing that process. The casting part of it, we just weren't able to get to that weight, what we felt safely. So that's why we went ahead and changed and went with this. Some of the features on this is here's our leveling. Just by turning this here, as that travels, that's allowing the angle of how that's going to hit the tree, so you can get the platform in the position that's most comfortable for you. So them crooked trees, to get that in, that works. It works great. These here are for stacking our mini sticks. This here, these tabs are for if a guy feels uncomfortable with one strap, you could put a second one around. You just run that around, go around a tree, and put it back here and cinch it through. So, and even if a guy's on a really small tree, I've hunted out of some that are really small, and you're worried about it maybe possibly kicking out on you a little, that second strap would definitely be something you might want to use on a small tree. This here, these tabs are for when you stack your sticks. The sticks would go underneath here if you're stacking them up and down. So you can just take the strap that you use for your stand, go around, hook it to this second strap or tab here, and cinch your strap tight. So that's, and here's the feature for the step. So when you're sitting or standing, I should say, you want to take a little pressure off, you can just move your right leg up, your one foot, put your foot on there, and switch back to your left, back and forth. And also, it's a key thing to have when you got to make that shot away from you. It allows you to bring your foot up, pivot, and allow you to twist your hips more to get that shot.
Yeah, you definitely get a lot of, you be able to push off very easily with that.
Oh, yeah.
To kind of make that shot happen, which is really nice.
Right.
Some guys put their foot up on the tree, which isn't always stable. Especially with a slick bark tree, you might slide off, but this is going to be very solid for you.
No, with this platform, in the type of harness that I use, to have that stuff around the tree and that to make some of them shots, with this platform and my harness, that isn't necessary anymore. So
one thing I want to ask for everybody that's kind of looking at this, because it is a very large platform, which is nice. Again, I've used a bunch of platforms out there, and personally, I like a big platform that you can stand up on and you can take those free standing shots, almost like in the tree stand again, which this platform allows you to do that, especially with your harness. Now, what are the dimensions we're looking at for this platform? This is
the width on it's 16 and a half, and the length on it's 14 and a half, 14 and 3/4 in that. So, this size platform, I've been saddle hunting since the 80s, and I was actually welding platforms late 80s, early 90s, and a stand like this, if I welded it probably 14, 15 pounds, there wasn't an advantage, but I have done a lot of testing for the size. I had many sizes welded up, and for me, this is the platform that you want. It's a very huntable platform. It allows me to move, to make all the shots I need to, and for the weight at 4.5 pounds, it'd be different if the platform this size had to be 6, 7, 8 pounds to carry, but to get this down to 4.5 pounds for the extra space they have available, to me, it's totally worth it.
I agree. I think a lot of guys complain, like this day and age, and I'm guilty of it as well, is so conscious of weight savings, which is huge. But there's a thing to say about having a larger platform. For certain guys, it is the key for them to feel comfortable up there and take the shots that they might not feel comfortable taking out of a smaller platform.
It just allows you a lot more, mobility than you normally have.
You mentioned something yesterday to me that I thought was really smart about, even a situation where you might only have an hour to hunt and you're running out on the back 40 or something and go out there. You can run out there with your safety harness, or you can run out there in your saddle and real quickly get up and have a place where you can just free stand if you need to, whether you're 5 feet off the ground or 15, 20 feet off the ground. to be able to make that happen.
Yeah, you can just use your regular 6-point safety harness and stand, with your back up against a tree. There's enough platform to do that.
Yep.
I mean, whether you want to stand an hour or a couple, I mean, it's a big enough platform to stand that way. And sometimes, even when I'm in my harness that I'm using, I'll completely turn around just to change things up and stand with my back up against a tree if I need to.
Yeah.
And then reverse and go back. So yeah, this size and that is 20 years of development trying to figure out exactly the width and length that's suitable for a huntable platform that guys could use.
Exactly.
And we tested it with guys with as high as 12, 13 boots to see for them if it was usable, and it worked great for them also. So yeah, it's definitely a larger platform, but well worth it.
Yeah, and one other thing I just want to clarify for everybody, there's a couple things that you've changed on here where you're machining some of the stuff down here just to be more accurate on the specs, correct?
Right. Yep. No, we're changing things up a little bit from what was water jetted and that before to machining a little bit more of it to get it right down to what we need. So to make sure that this is traveling free and everything else, just so the post and everything. So
Also, one other question, because I've seen it pop up on social media, and I'm glad you talked about it earlier, is the holes on the platform right here. And that's how you'll actually drill in to set this screw and set that bolt.
Yep, so, that's what that's for. That's a key that needs to be straight. And we tried angling, drilling a little bit, and if it doesn't get exactly straight, then that post can be off a little bit. So we're looking at getting something to be able to do that, but for now, that's what them holes are for. Just on the one side here, drilled to get that through.
Well, I know some guys that asked, I've seen a lot of questions on social media, like, why are there holes there? So that's exactly the reason why. It's not affecting anything, but just so people are educated on it.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's not affecting nothing, but that's just to get that bolt through there for the holes.
Well, awesome, Brad. Let's take a second. Let's actually look at your saddle or look at your harness system that you have, and kind of see what might be coming out in 2020 for that, because it's pretty fascinating.
Yep, okay.
All right, so right now we have Brad's saddle, or his harness system that he's designed, which is really interesting. So, Brad, first of all, give us a run through how long you've been kind of getting into this and this style of a harness, because it is different from anything else on the market right now.
Yeah, I was saddle hunting back in the 80s and loved it. I mean, it allowed me to hunt in areas that you traditionally couldn't hunt with a regular tree stand. So over time, I was like everybody else, standing on limbs, screwing pegs, whatever, and it worked great. And I just did it for years. And occasionally, the way everything was attached in a traditional tree saddle, at times it was a shot maybe I couldn't get that I wanted, a little bit here and there. So over time, it just kept going. Well, then early on, I kind of after a while, I was like, why am I standing on these pegs all the time? So I started welding up my own platforms, actually. Well, that kind of eliminated the foot issue, but in time, the same thing, I just I really didn't like that in my way, sometimes move, and I thought to myself, how can I get rid of that? And, lineman's belt has been around forever, guys working on transformers and that, hanging in them all day up there. So I was like, why can't I get something at that angle, to work.
Lower angle.
Right.
So you don't have a bridge. And what you're really explaining for anyone that doesn't saddle hunt, that might be watching this video, that might be interested in it, your saddle is going to have a bridge, which is your attachment point to your tether, which normally is a pretty steep angle, and it can get in your way when you're trying to come across the top of it with your bow or your rifle or muzzleloader or whatever. This eliminates that.
No, I ran into issues, just what you said, movement-wise. Sometimes your turn to make that shot, when you go to draw, it's in your way. So at this angle, it totally eliminated it. I mean, I was like, okay, how do I get a regular lineman's belt to work? Obviously, having a belt or something around the tree is the perfect angle, but as you move, it's going to, on that bark, make noise. So to get rid of that, I was like, well, heck, what I need to do then is mount a ring right tight to the tree, and now allow all my movement inside that ring.
Which I'm going to hold this so you can kind of show what that looks like. So this is your ring. So your bridge, you still technically have a bridge with this, but it's at a lower angle with this ring, because this is more of a standing style harness.
Right. If you want to sit, you can just take your harness, sling, whatever, and lower it down and sit. But traditionally, the saddles were designed more the way they are designed was because you didn't have a place for your feet, so you really needed to sit more.
Yeah.
Once with the platform, back to what we were talking about, platform, is the size of my platform allows you to stand more comfortably. And so now you're able just to lean back in this. So I do more leaning than anything, and so once I get this, you can move this up and down, whatever's comfortable for you. I mean, you can get so, if I want it a little bit higher, I lift it up and tighten it down. If I want it a little bit lower, push that down. So yeah, that's.
Let me ask you this: what's your advantage with the ring versus say using a carabiner or something? To be able to have the attachment system that much closer to the tree.
The ring. It's a lot smoother. I've tried it with carabiners, D-rings. It's just with that ring, no matter where that is, it's always a smooth movement. This web isn't going to get caught anywhere.
Yep.
So, like I say, this is a prototype here. So this is, the ring will be, like the anodized or different color. But like I say, some of the stuff on here is prototype stuff. But the ring, what I love, it just allows for so much mobility. I mean, no matter what direction you want to turn, you just hold. If you hold on to that and just kind of pull, like that would be strapped on onto the tree, and it allows me now all this movement.
Yeah, for sure. And also, it allows you where you attach that directly to the tree, because the way the straps works, I'm going to put this one down. The way the strap works on here, that ring's going to be right up against the tree's going to be right here. So you're that much closer to the tree, which is nice. So you don't have to have a tether or any tether rope where it's way out to the side and you have all that extra length of rope that you're trying to deal with. This is right next to the tree. So you can I guess you can lean back in it a little bit, but you can have that full movement, and there's nothing right in front of you. I mean, everything's down low.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't affect you at all.
No. I'm just how easy. I just put this around my waist, and I cinch it tight. When I get to the tree, just unhook the carabiner, put it around. I'm done. I'm completely done. I'm set up.
Good to go.
Now, the angle here for this adjustment is kind of a key. So when you lean back to where you're comfortable, if the tree's leaning at you, you might want to move away a little bit. So you just loosen this up. If you want to be closer, you just pull that and pull yourself closer to the tree. So this is just allowed so much more mobility. I mean, whether it's a gun. I mean, when I started self-filming a little bit more with the saddles, it really became an issue to get around the tree. So with this, I can be above it. I a lot of times have my camera down here so the screen's flat so I can see it. And a lot of times I can take it with my leg and I'm almost bumping my camera just around the tree, and I can glance down and still see it. So it's just the mobility of it. I mean, over the years, 30 plus years of saddle hunting, I mean, early on, like I say, I loved it, but there was some limitations to it, and this eliminates a lot of them for me.
Now, a question, and we'll kind of wrap this up. This question is, do you have anything on the specs, like ballpark, which you're going to be around weight-wise, pricing-wise, release dates?
Yeah, I mean, this is all, 300 pounds, rating just like everything else. We're hoping, we're working with the manufacturers right now on getting finalized some of the pricing in that. And we're hoping by July, we'd have it out. So that's kind of our goal. Awesome. So like I said, this is just a prototype here, but it looks, basically where it's going to be. And right here, what these loops are for are just your lineman's belt. And then they just got, for your leg straps, so that's attached. So it's a lot of it's similar to the saddle, but in the back you just don't have all that material. And like I said, if you want to sit, you just lower it and sit down. So.
Awesome. Well, Brad, we appreciate you showing this and showing us also the platform as well. Again, it's exciting for 2020, all the cool products coming to the market for the mobile hunter. So y'all stay tuned for this. Definitely check out the website, lonewolfcustomgear.com. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment in the video. And y'all stay tuned for our next video. Thank you.